We are here today at one of the many Black Hawk battles that happened during the Black Hawk War in Utah. This specific spot is known as the Battle of Diamond Fork, up Diamond Fork Canyon, and this occurred on June 6, 1866. There were about 4 Native American casualties and 2 militiamen casualties. Obviously this was a very small battle, but most of the battles in Utah were about like this. And this area in front of me is where the battle occurred. I'm just going to kind of move around here a minute. So this battle started when Native Americans went into the valley and stole a lot of cattle from some of the farmers in the area. They brought the cattle up here into this open area here in this field in front of me, and from there proceeded to try to go further up the canyon, but were intercepted by some militiamen who came up here to try to stop them. Once the militiamen caught up to the Native Americans and their cattle, the battle commenced right here in front of me. To my right, the militiamen were stationed up here on the mountainside, shooting down on the Native Americans in the open field here with their cattle. After the battle went on for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, is what they were saying from journal entries, the Native Americans retreated. Well, there was one person missing from their group once the Native Americans retreated, and the next morning they found this militiaman's body further up the canyon this way. He had been shot twice in the heart, his shirt had been stripped off, he was scalped, and his hand was cut off. To my right again, there was another militiaman towards the top who was mortally wounded as he was shooting down at the Native Americans. He crawled up to a juniper tree on the right towards this hill here and asked for the other militiamen to kill him because he was in so much pain. They didn't, but ended up carrying him further up the mountain, trying to get around where they thought the Native Americans might be, so they could try to avoid an ambush. And he ended up dying towards the top of one of the mountains up higher. So this is kind of a summary of the battlefield. I'm going to head up here towards the top and kind of give you guys a better idea of what it looked like for the militiamen as they were shooting down at the Native Americans. I'll also show you the tree where Dimmick was mortally wounded by. So we'll head up there right now. Okay, so we've made our way to the top of the hill here. I'm going to walk you towards the tree where Dimmick was mortally wounded. This juniper tree here on the right, this is where he was mortally wounded at and sat under the tree for the rest of the battle. He was then carried further up the mountain, like I mentioned before, and then died there about midnight. So we're going to come in closer here, and then I'm going to kind of show you over the ledge what it would have looked like for the militiamen. If you look right here, I'm just kind of moving forward. There's tons of brush down here, lots of places to hide, lots of little ravines down in this way. I'm not going to go too far in, but you can kind of get an idea. And if you look down, we're pretty high up from that open field, and the Native Americans were pretty open, so they became pretty easy targets. Which would make sense why there were double the amount of deaths for Native Americans than there were for the militiamen, even though the numbers were low. Yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'm just going to kind of walk around just a little bit more and kind of give you an idea of what it looked like as you heading down this side here and see where the militiamen would have been hiding out as they were shooting down at the Native Americans. Thank you.